my annual eye doctor appointment. But before I headed inside, I wanted to say, good morning! Happy Saturday! It is a really pretty morning. A little warm, but not bad compared to what it has been over the past week, so I'll take it. Anyway, I wanted to let you know I want to do something a little different in this video today. So thanks to my friend Don Martyr for the inspiration. As some of you may or may not know, the reason that my handle on the podcast is Dr. Deb is because I am a doctor. Real one. I don't play one on TV. Family medicine, and I've been doing it now over 5 years, I guess, almost 6 years that I've been out of residency. Longer than that if you count residency. So, how about we do a little case? Doctors do something called SOAP notes when we write up our notes. And they stand for 4 things: subjective, objective, assessment, and plan. And that's how we organize our paperwork when you come in for a visit. Why don't we do today in kind of that format and see what we think of it? I'm a doctor, I'm a gamer, and this is my case. My case begins with an unorganized gamer. So his symptoms began about 4 or 5 years ago when he first started attending Gen Con at the suggestion of his annoying brother-in-law. Well, he went to Gen Con and he had a wonderful time. And he bought a few games. And he brought them home. And they went in his closet. And all was well. Well, over the next year or two, he attended Dragon Con and Origins and Comic-Con and PopCon. And he attended Gen Con again. And there were more games. So now the games don't fit in the closet anymore. So we put them on bookshelf in the living room. But after a few months, he noted that the bookshelf was starting to sag because of the weight of the games. Well, now he takes them off the bookshelf, and he goes in search of new bookshelves. But these bookshelves have to be solid wood to hold these games, and those are expensive. So then he thinks maybe he needs to do a woodworking project. Maybe he needs to make the shelves himself. Gets some good hardwood, maybe some oak, and all of a sudden, it's a craft project for him and his 12-year-old son. However, he doesn't have enough time for that craft project because he works for a living. So now, he's got a woodworking project in his garage. He's got games scattered all over his house. They're in the living room. They're in his son's room. They're in his office. They're even on the island in the kitchen, which makes his wife kind of ticked off, but she doesn't know where to put them either. What do we do? From my perspective, there are at least 3 things that need to be considered when you're trying to organize your board games and your card games. First of all, it's got to be affordable, because you cannot be breaking the bank to store your games. You already paid a lot of money for those games, and you need to pay your rent or your mortgage. So, breathtakingly gorgeous oak bookshelves that span the length of your living room might be a great option for some of you, not an option for me. Second, it needs to be practical. You have to be able to get to the games. If you got them up above, kind of a shelving system way up high, yeah, they're going to look really cool. You'll have an awesome screenshot. But are you really going to be able to get to those games? No. That's the whole reason you bought them. Third, it needs to be expandable because gamers buy more games. What is the assessment? Well, my diagnosis would be board game edema. It's a fairly serious condition, but it's also common. I see it a lot in gamers. And fortunately, it is treatable. There are options, depending on the look you're going for, depending upon how much you want to spend, and depending upon your space. There's different ways to do it. So for a plan for our poor gaming edematous patient. If you have listened to the podcast, you might have heard us talk about or make fun of the wall of games. So usually I'm sitting about here when I'm recording the podcast downstairs, and this is my view. So you can see that we literally do have a wall, and yes, it goes all the way down to the bottom, and that's our floor down there. I will tell you that I'm not being paid by anyone to make this video. Any names and any companies that I mention, I have no financial investment in them. No financial stake whatsoever. It's merely suggestions from Dr. Deb. These are Kallax shelves. You've probably heard about them before, but if you haven't, they are sold by IKEA. They can be sold in various sizes. So there's different dimensions. So you get some flexibility with that depending on your space size. It's also easily expandable. Remember number 3? Well, you can just add on to them. So for instance, over here, we may eventually add on a 1x4. Please ignore the terrible mess that's going to be my next case, is how to clean up my game room. The wall looks great. The rest, not so much. But we may put a 1x4 there. The cost is not bad. You can go online to IKEA.com right now and you can check it out. Kallax, K-A-L-L-E-X, I believe. And check out their sizes. And the great thing is these things are strong. So let me see if I can come up with an example. Okay, right there at the top, do you see 3 boxes of Pathfinder Adventure card game? So 1, 2, 3. Imagine the weight of all of these and carrying them. That shelf is not bowing. I will prove it to you. I will take Villainous out and I will prove to you it is not bowing. So, see? And this has been here since we moved in, and we've lived in this house over 1.5 years, almost 2 years. So it is doing absolutely fine. There's your Zombicide, doing just fine. It holds a decent amount of games. So this lineup is a pretty good one. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down here, and then we stuffed a couple up here as well. So it's holding 8 games at the moment. Another cool thing that you can do with the IKEA Kallax is these are sweetgrass baskets that they sell. They smell great. And you also have the option to get doors that you can attach on here. So if you don't want people to see all this, you can buy black doors that have a little bit of a handle, and then they can be hidden behind that, and then you can open it up and bring your games out. We wanted it open because, frankly, we love how crazy it looks to have all of these games as soon as you come in our house. Something else that I can suggest as part of the plan, down here, these are BitBox storage design. BitBox, B-I-T-B-O-X. You can search for that online as well. Do you see how this is a cardboard, but do you see how the cardboard fits exactly inside this Kallax square? And because of that, you can put all sorts of different parts of games. So for instance, this is long and kind of flat. So we have directions in there. You can also put the boards. There is a board actually right there. You see it? And it fits, and then it slides in just like that. These have cards in them. So there's $1 Million But, there's Marrying Mr. Darcy and Emma. So you pull this out. So inside this box is Munchkin Marvel and Munchkin X-Men. So then you bring it out, bring it over to your table, and then it opens up. There it is. So there it is. These we haven't opened up yet, still in plastic. Yes, you'll see that a lot. But there you go. And then it just closes up into the box, which just slides back into this little drawer, which then slides into this box, which is then in the big box inside your Kallax shelf. We have a lot of these. We haven't filled them all up yet. I think that's one of the primary things that I need to do to clean up this area, because some of it looks okay, but down there you can see we've got some stuff almost falling out. And here we've got these, which are in front, and I'd rather not have that. I'd rather just have Catan and the Big Book of Madness without anything in front of it. So for one of my future diagnoses, for myself, for gaming edema, I am going to work on treating it by moving a lot of this extra stuff over here to these bit boxes. Also, I'll show you what a 1x4 looks like. So right there is a 1x4 Kallax. So you see it almost looks like a bookshelf. So it's 1 wide, 4 high. And if you see in the middle, right there, that is the treasure trove for the Red Dragon Inn. It is heavy. And this, again, this shelf is not bowing at all. It's handling it like a champ. See, not a bit. I'm shaking it even to make sure it's not even loose or anything, and it's absolutely fine. So, great idea. And if you combine the two of them as we have, you have a lot of options in how you want your gaming organization to look. So there you have Dr. Deb's Soap Note gaming style. So that's it for now. This is Dr. Deb, and this has been my gaming consult.